And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
After Terence Crawford shocked the world by defeating Canelo Alvarez, tensions rose during a live moment involving Floyd Mayweather. The situation almost turned into a physical altercation, and security quickly stepped in to control the scene. For a brief moment, it felt like boxing's past and present were about to clash, but no punches were thrown. Since the beginning, many have considered Mayweather one of the greatest boxers ever, while Crawford is now seen by many as the best active fighter. This raised questions. Was there real tension between them, or was Floyd simply creating buzz to stay in the spotlight? After the Canelo fight, the boxing world reacted strongly, with some fans even believing Crawford's impact is now greater than Mayweather's. That debate is what's fueling most of the current heat.
You see all these fighters, they doing the shoulder roll? You see, I mean, yeah. And not knocking the guys that paved the way. And I want to come on record and say, I'm appreciative for guys like Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard. So many guys that paved the way for me. But there's only one Floyd Mayweather. These fighters are not better than me. You look at the numbers, they say, oh, Canelo may end up beating more world champions than Floyd Mayweather. Wait, he should? With almost, 80 and 90 fights, he should? I beat more world champions than any fighter in history. I'm 50-0, but half of my fights was world title fights.
Floyd Mayweather was the pound-for-pound king in boxing for many years. He called himself TBE, the best ever, and retired undefeated with a 50-0 record. Along the way, he defeated top fighters like Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Canelo Alvarez, and Oscar de la Hoya. However, Terence Crawford has started to change the narrative, with his recent performances making fans question who truly deserves the top spot.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence "Bud" Crawford.
Terence Crawford is now a three-division undisputed champion and remains undefeated, continuing to prove his dominance across multiple weight classes. On the other hand, Floyd Mayweather also stayed unbeaten and won titles in 5 different weight divisions. However, some critics argue that Floyd carefully chose his fights and often faced top names when they were past their prime, even though he still defeated the biggest stars in boxing during his peak.
It's wild, because if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him lightweight. He jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to people.
Max Kellerman said that Floyd Mayweather chose the timing of his fights carefully, while Terence Crawford was always willing to fight anyone. He added that this difference matters when comparing their legacies.
The second half of the fight put an emphasis on the fact that Bud was in fact outboxing him in the first half of the fight. It is one of the biggest wins in boxing history. And now let Uncle Max gather around, children, and I will explain this. This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division. Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did.
The numbers between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather are quite close. What makes Crawford stand out is his willingness to take risks, which has created huge excitement in the boxing world. Now the big question is, has Crawford surpassed Mayweather?
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Looking back at the fight with Canelo Alvarez, many people were shocked because they believed Terence Crawford was too small when he stepped into the ring.
Tu favorite, Canelo or Crawford?
Canelo.
What do you think is the most significant part of that matchup in Canelo versus Crawford?
That he's comfortable at 168, that he's been fighting there. He went and collected all the belts at that weight class. Crawford, of course, Crawford has a chance. He has a big chance, being one of the pound-for-pound fighters of the world. But it's just the advantage of being there first. You know what to expect in that weight class. Crawford's coming off a 154 fight that he fought last year. So I really don't consider him even a 154. He's been fighting at 147 for a while. He had that one fight at 154, and then he stopped fighting for a year again. So, of course he's probably been training, again, high-class fighter. But to be comfortable at 168, you're going to have to do some fights in there. And going in there fighting the undisputed champion, it's going to take a toll.
Facing a true 168-pound fighter like Canelo Alvarez seemed like a mismatch for Terence Crawford, and many believed it didn't make sense. But Crawford proved everyone wrong. He not only survived, he outboxed Canelo, moving smartly, landing clean shots, and controlling the fight. Canelo had his moments and landed some strong punches, but they didn't change the result. By the 7th round, Crawford was already ahead, and by round 12, it was clear all 3 judges had him winning. This victory wasn't just another win. It showed his greatness across multiple weight classes and added a historic achievement to his career.
Before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul, Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Some believe Floyd Mayweather would never have taken the kind of risk that Terence Crawford did by defeating a bigger opponent at his natural weight. This is also seen as a reason why Floyd reacts strongly. Known for building his image as money, Mayweather created an empire by promoting his greatness and constantly reminding everyone of his superiority.
I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
Yes, you did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
All right.
Now the conversation has shifted, and many people are calling Terence Crawford the new pound-for-pound king. However, analysts are still divided on whether he is truly better than Floyd Mayweather. Supporters of Crawford say he showed bravery by taking risks that Floyd never did. Meanwhile, Floyd doesn't seem happy with the comparison. After the fight, he reportedly disrupted the moment, called Crawford out, mocked him, and even appeared ready to start a confrontation. Many believe Mayweather knows Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez has shifted the spotlight, and he wants to take some of that attention back.
How are you feeling to be Chris Eubank's trainer, first of all?
It feels good, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been this trainer before, so...
Yeah, it's good.
It's a no-brainer.
Of course. Congratulations on the win. What's your first reactions to Crawford's victory? One of the greats of this era, right?
Oh, definitely that. You know that.
What do you want to see him do now?
What I want to do now?
What do you want to see Crawford do next?
Do what he at this point now in his career where he could do whatever he wanted to do.
Who would you like to see him fight? Any names? Is there any names in particular you'd like to see?
It doesn't matter.
What about Canelo? Would you like to see him retire?
I don't. Canelo's not my responsibility.
Okay.
Here's the key point. Floyd Mayweather isn't necessary for Terence Crawford's rise. Fans should understand that Floyd has always picked fights that suited him, while Crawford isn't challenging Floyd's reputation. He's focused on proving himself in the ring and building his own legacy. Terence Crawford learned a lot from Floyd Mayweather, having trained with him before. After Crawford's big win over Canelo Alvarez, Floyd tried to downplay its significance, claiming Canelo wasn't at his best instead of giving credit to Crawford for making history. This pattern isn't unique to Crawford. Floyd did something similar with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He built up and promoted Tank under his guidance, but when Davis wanted independence, Floyd reacted strongly, controlling the narrative to maintain his dominance. Critics say Floyd often shifts the story whenever another fighter poses a threat to his legacy.
He gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career? Because at that time I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up mine. But it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept snapping.
Those who support Terence Crawford say Floyd's reactions are driven by anger. Crawford wasn't attacking Floyd Mayweather personally. He was simply elevating the sport. But Floyd struggles with the idea of anyone else taking the spotlight or challenging his dominance.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Floyd Mayweather's position has been consistent for years. He considers himself the pay-per-view king and the most recognized boxer in the world.
The fighter of the decade, I'm the fighter of the last century, honestly. and it's a reason why I'm the best fighter of the last 100 years. The credentials show it. And I went out there and showed it. What's better than going out there, being world champion for what, 20 years? Box office, I got the record. Pay-per-view, I got the record. It's better to win half 5 world titles than 4 at one particular time. So
it seems like Terence Crawford could achieve similar success. The Canelo fight wasn't just important in the ring. It performed exceptionally well at theaters, and thanks to Netflix, fans around the world could watch it. The stadium was full, making it one of the most watched fights of the past 20 years.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
Terence Crawford is more than just the best boxer in his weight class. He's become a major star worldwide. Fans are drawn to him, and he knows how to command attention for pay-per-view events. No matter where he appears, he can make headlines.
Why were you so emotional afterward? Is it that you just realized everything that you achieved, the moment just hit you then?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it's just, the history, behind the sport is just everything that, I trained for my whole life. It all was, coming out that one night. That was all paying off. You have a lot of people that, adopted this narrative that Terence Crawford can't sell, Terence Crawford is not marketable, and they push the narrative to the public, and that's all people write about. Oh, Terence Crawford can't do this, Terence Crawford can't do that. But any one of Terence Crawford fights, you see a sold-out crowd, you know, but they wasn't talking about that. They was talking about how, you know, marketable I'm not, you know, and that kind of was hurting my career because, you know, a lot of people was looking at me and said, oh yeah, they said he's not marketable. Or they said he's not, you know, don't have a personality, things like that, because I didn't want to do things their way. I didn't want to put on a show. I didn't want to disrespect my opponents when they wasn't disrespecting me.
Right.
I wasn't, you know, I'm not a guy that, you know, wear jewelry for no reason, you know. Just the things that I didn't want to do that they wanted me to do, you know. They go out there and say, oh, well, they lost money on me, you know. It's just crazy though to see me headline, you know, not one of the largest attending fight in American history. In American history.
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly uneasy because Terence Crawford is dominant both in and out of the ring. Floyd's interest in a fight with Crawford stems from money and status. Even though he's retired, Mayweather has stayed in the spotlight through exhibition fights with YouTubers, kickboxers, and MMA fighters, but those events didn't leave a lasting mark. A fight against Crawford would be different, a clash between the undefeated king of the old school and the undefeated hero of the new school. The narrative is clear. The man who called himself TBE faces the rising fighter now considered one of the best alive.
You know how you is, you be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, bud. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I don't even thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Floyd Mayweather sees a potential fight with Terence Crawford as a way to generate big money and grab headlines again. He even seemed almost willing to play along for the publicity, hoping Crawford might give him one last major moment. But that's not what Crawford wants. Mayweather has always inspired Crawford, praising him as a star and one of the best fighters around. However, Crawford doesn't believe fighting Floyd would enhance his legacy. Floyd is 48 and hasn't performed at his peak in nearly a decade. Even if Crawford were to win, critics might claim Floyd was past his prime, which wouldn't truly benefit Crawford's career or reputation.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
I beat your ass.
Okay, that's a no. That's a no.
That's why Terence Crawford isn't interested in fighting Floyd Mayweather. Crawford is focused on making his mark, whether that's defending his current titles, moving up to middleweight, or retiring undefeated. Floyd and Crawford have never fought, and it's largely a business matter. Mayweather, no longer at his peak, sees controversy and hype as a way to sell fights and stay in the spotlight. Even when they nearly faced each other, there wasn't real anger. It was about positioning and attention. Videos and public drama helped Floyd remain famous. In the end, Crawford doesn't chase Floyd. Many believe Crawford has already surpassed Mayweather in terms of skill, impact, and legacy.
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
yeah,
top 10
or top 15,
yeah.
Easily, you know? There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, you know. But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo, definitely gave him the win.
There's real drama between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, the old GOAT versus the new king. Canelo Alvarez's rise has also shifted attention, and Floyd may not like it. Although a fight between Mayweather and Crawford is tempting to imagine, the real story is about legacy and memory. Crawford remains undefeated across 3 weight classes and is now seen by many as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. His fame and influence, filling arenas and dominating pay-per-view, arguably surpass Floyd's. Floyd wants what Crawford has: fame, attention, and money. But Crawford doesn't need to chase it. He's already made history. Floyd can't add much more to his legacy, while Crawford continues to build his own. The question remains, should Crawford respond to Floyd's calls, or focus on his own future instead of chasing the money and attention? Fans are encouraged to share their thoughts and join the conversation at Fight Motive.